I was cleaning my bed the other day, and deep down underneath the bed, underneath a lot of shit, I found a dildo. Now, obviously, the dildo wasn't mine. So if it wasn't mine, who the fuck else could it be? It was my girl's dildo. So I whipped the dildo out, and I asked her, what the fuck is this? She's like, oh, well, I used to use that before I met you. Okay. I know she ain't using it anymore for the obvious reasons. Plus, it was dusty. I was gonna bring that dildo down and use it for this video. And every time you guys say something stupid or do something stupid, I was gonna take the dildo and rub it all over your face and scream, dildo for you, dildo in your face, dildo. Now, so I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. It's a dirty secret. Disgusting and gross and kind of an unbelievable secret. Obviously, I have evidence to support this secret. But what I want to know before I tell you this little disgusting, gross, disturbing secret, are you going to be okay afterwards? Is this something that you could maybe handle? I never seen the movie A Few Good Men. I've been meaning to watch it, and I heard it was golden. It was priceless. But I do know that line, you can handle the truth. There's a reason why that line is there. Can you handle truth, no matter how disgusting and fucked up it is? Because this is some embarrassing truth. This is embarrassing for, and I'm used to it, but this is embarrassing that I live in Chicago. This is embarrassing that this is my state government. This is embarrassing that this is my Chicago government. This is just embarrassing. Now, they don't care, obviously. They're used to being embarrassed. They live their whole lives of being embarrassed. I'm asking you, though, if I tell you a secret, are you going to be okay? I'm going to use my telepathic skills and try to figure it out. I can hear you all the way from over here. I hear you thinking. I ask you one more time before I dive into this head first with no water in the pool. If I explain this secret and go over the evidence, are you going to be okay? Good. I heard you. You're going to be okay. I have some real intelligent people on my YouTube channel, and I also have a handful of people who are willing to think about being intelligent, who have an open mind. Good. I like that. For the last 5 years of my life, I have been hearing about the word squatters. Squatters. They're squatters. What can we do? How did this happen? Squatters. I'm so confused. I don't understand. I live on YouTube. I love YouTube. I watch YouTube videos all day and all night. I love YouTube, as most of it's reality. But not one person has even came close to admitting the real answer. And I'm about to do that for you today. The reason why we have squatters in Chicago is because the Chicago government gets approximately $3,000 for each squatter. The reason why we have squatters, which are criminals for the majority of the part, is because the Chicago government gets approximately $3,000 for each squatter. Chicago government loves squatters. If there was no such thing as squatters, the Chicago government wouldn't get $3,000 for each and every single squatter. And $3,000 is just the approximate number. Sometimes it's higher. Some may argue it's a little bit less. For the sake of argument, let's just say $2,000. It's not true, but let's just say hypothetically $2,000. It's not true, but let's just say it is. The Chicago government has received millions of dollars from squatters. So it's safe to say the Chicago government is participating in criminal activity. The Chicago government is definitely 1,000% benefiting from criminals or squatters. Don't believe me? Well, I don't have a history of lying. Let's go over the numbers. If you're a landlord, if you're a building owner operator, or if you're management for a building, I'm not telling you anything new. You know my numbers are correct, and you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, that's just a minimum. Why don't you go up, Eric? Just being fair and giving pretty much the minimum number. There's a process fee of starting the process at the Richard Daley Center courthouse and another courthouse. That processing fee costs money. Then there's a sheriff fee to get the sheriff to knock on the door to kick them out, because you can't do that allegedly. You need Big Brother to do that. It's $3,000 fucking dollars. Sorry. Well, let me tell you a story, because I'm about to get more disgusting on you. I once upon a time knew someone who had an apartment building. And one of the people, I should say, tenants, they didn't have their rent. I asked the tenant, what's going on? It's like $800, $900. He just says that it was a bad month. Okay. Life sucks. We live in the state of Illinois. The state government is corrupt. They're insecure, so they want more money to pretend to be Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, to give their friends and people that they meet jobs, so they can fill up their insecurities for a little while of owning a business that they'll never own, except with our money. Life sucks. Don't worry about this month's rent. I'll take care of it. I'll just see you next month. Oh, the tenant looks at me like, are you crazy? Are you serious? Yeah. I don't have to pay you next month? No. You're not going to tax on like an interest fee and set up a payment plan? No. This month is free living for you, because I'm a good person, and I wish I could do a hell of a lot more, but giving you 900 fucking bucks, I mean, I think that's great. So, of course, I go back to the landlord and say, hey, this person just didn't have the money. And the landlord's just looking at me like, okay, all right, you're out of $800 this month. Okay. Next month comes. I go collect the rent. Got this month's payment? No, I lost my job. Not even gonna lie to you. Well, you kind of did lie to me because last month you told me things just weren't doing good for you. You never told me you lost your job last month. I guarantee you, if I start looking, I'm going to figure it out that you lost your job last month. But nevertheless, we are where we are. So now what? Just can't pay the rent. Okay, well, you have to go. Yeah, no, he doesn't do that. His cell phone gets cut off. He doesn't answer the door. By law, the landlord can't go in there because Big Brother needs the $3,000 before the landlord could go in there. So the landlord goes ahead and he has to go to the Richard Daley Center. He has to fill out an application. He has to start the process. And every single document and paperwork that this landlord's doing cost money. $200 here, $300 here, $500 for this fee, $300 for this application. And it came out to be $3,000 approximately 6 months to 5 months later. But I remember going to court. Now, this is where it gets fucked up. Lawyers are like everybody else in the world. You got some good ones, and you got some bad ones. When they're good and you meet the good lawyers, you feel like you're in heaven. You feel that this person went to school and busted his or her ass off to get their law degree, which isn't easy to get, by the way, and they're doing some good work for you pro bono. They're giving you the free advice pro bono. When you meet some good lawyers, you know, and you just have this feeling like I'm talking to a smart motherfucker and he's talking to me. And all those years of doing homework, all those years of busting his ass off, all those years of him getting his lawyer degree, I mean, you just feel a little special. Like, thanks. Trust me. I had my fair share of meeting all kinds of lawyers. I used to record them in my 20s, and it worked in our favor. We won't say our. We won't say who our is, by the way. When you meet good lawyers, thank you. Thank you for helping me for free. I mean, you didn't have to do this. You don't even have to talk to me. Thank you. Those are the good lawyers. Handful of them. Let's just stick on them because I'm about to get to the bad lawyers and that demon shit. Before I get to that demon shit, just know there's a lot of good lawyers out there who genuinely want to help, who genuinely know that you're a dumbass and I'm a dumbass, and I don't know how to fill out this fucking paperwork. I'm so fucking confused. They know that. They just see our faces and I'm going to help you out. That makes me happy. Thank you. Never forget the good lawyers that I met. Thank you. I wish I could do more for you. Thank you. Now you got the bad lawyers. This is scary if you were in my position and you saw what I saw. So, when you get an attorney, you typically have to pay a retainer fee. You know, they got to eat too. Okay, that's good. I get it. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it may be. $1,000 at minimum for most of the part. Cool. So this landlord that I know, he paid the retainer fee of $1,000. And the lawyer said, I'll start the process for you. And just so you know, when we go to court, this $1,000 is going to include 3 court appearances. Meaning if you have court on Monday, that's one appearance. The judge continued it till next month, that's the second appearance. The judge continued it for next month, that's the third appearance. Now you need to pay $250 on top of that retainer fee for every appearance the lawyer has to go to. Okay. How many appearances do you think this is going to take, Mr. Lawyer? I don't know. I never know the answer to that question. Okay, I'm there. Trust me, I was there. Okay, I get it. So I go to court, and they call the landlord's name. And the landlord doesn't show up. He wants me to. Okay. So I go to court, they call the landlord's name. I don't say anything. I just sit there. Because I want to see what's going on. Brace yourself. This is disgusting. This is fucked up. This is scary because it's legal. They could actually do this by law. They have done this. They're doing it now. Jesus Christ looking at me now. I witnessed it. I witnessed it more than 3 times, actually. Because I just want to make sure, with my own eyes and my own ears, before I talk this shit. I'm sitting there and none of these lawyers know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting right by the podium. And there's a lawyer for the deadbeat who didn't pay his rent. And then there's a lawyer for the landlord who paid $1,000 for the retainer fee. Those 2 lawyers meet right in front of me. And they just have all these cases of people. Because obviously the landlord isn't the only one in the courtroom. There's a handful of them. They go over it. Jimmy, other lawyer. Yeah, continuous? Continue. Tommy, continue? Continue. Lori, yeah, want to continue? Yeah, let's continue it. Okay, cool. Why are we continuing this? The judge didn't even say anything. You didn't even say anything to the lawyer. What are you continuing it for? Okay. It's all right. Landlord gets a phone call from the lawyer. The lawyer that I witnessed, by the way. Oh, the judge continued it, so we're going to have to meet next month. No, the judge didn't continue it. You just got done talking to the lawyer for the deadbeat who didn't pay his rent. You never even made it in front of the judge. So now that's 1 court appearance. You have 2 more to go for the $1,000 retainer. Well, next month comes. Of course, I'm there. Continue it? Yeah, continue it. Wow. So what do you have to say for yourself? Am I wrong? Go ahead. Tell me I'm wrong. I know who's on my YouTube channel. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. So, as it goes on, and it goes further, approximately 6 months later, 5 months later, and approximately $3,000 later, the sheriff goes to the landlord and he goes to the apartment building and he puts a sticker that says, Cook County Sheriff, no trespassing. So the landlord paid $3,000 for that sticker. Your Chicago government are probably bigger criminals than the person who didn't pay the rent. I'm sorry. So when I see all these videos on YouTube and everyone's wondering how, What? I don't understand. I'm so confused. This is my building. Oh, I think now you understand. The Chicago government is benefiting from your so-called squatter. Are you okay? Ah, I heard someone. Heard it since I was a kid. Well, Eric, the Democrats say squatters have rights. Every single time a broke-ass Democrat who was broke before they got into politics, every time a broke-ass Democrat says something, somehow, some way, the Democrat always gets money. I guess you're going to tell me Illinois Department of Corrections is correcting everybody, huh? I guess you're going to tell me when you go over 6 miles per hour, that's for safety reasons. It's not for give me money reasons, right? I guess you're going to tell me when you don't have a Chicago City sticker, that's for safety reasons. It's not for money, right? Dildo in your face. You get the government you deserve. I am sorry to fucking tell you. Your Chicago government is 100% just like the mafia. They love it when a squatter takes over your shit. Because not only is a squatter not paying for rent while your dumbass is, the government gets approximately $3,000 for each and every single squatter. And there's thousands of them. So let's end this on a positive note. I know your psychology. I know what goes on in your fucking head. The majority of you are saying to yourselves, no, this can't be true. No fucking way. Yeah, fucking way. Some of you are saying to yourselves, I refuse to believe that the government is benefiting more from squatters and they set up and designed this system for them to get $3,000 each. You're embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. You're scared to think that the government are bigger criminals than the criminal who is alleged squatter. I used to be a little frightened. Government's supposed to help. We're the people. How's government? No, they're not. Sorry. And to the state government watching this now, I'm sorry. Did I expose your scam? I'm sorry. Do you hate me more than what you already do? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I do have a question for you, though. All kidding aside. It doesn't matter because I don't think that I could say anything to you that I haven't already said before. But when you look at your kids and your son or your daughter were to ask you, hey, Dad, I saw Eric's video. Is that true? No, of course you're going to say, well, my kids would never watch you. I mean, for your sake, I hope they don't because you're going to be embarrassed. But probably, let's just say hypothetically, though. If your kid came up to you and said, hey, Dad, is that true? What would you tell him? What would you tell your daughter? Squatters have rights, son. And we're just here to protect them. Do landlords have rights? Do you think, Mr. Broke-ass Democrat, you think that apartment building that the landlord owns, while you're over here benefiting thousands of dollars from the landlord, do you think that Bank of America tells the landlord, hey, you don't have to pay this month's mortgage on this whole entire apartment building, which is typically $2,000 itself, if not more? Just tell your son the truth. Son, I get paid approximately $100,000 to pretend to care about squatters and rights, and you benefit from that, son. Eric is 100% right. The numbers are there. I couldn't lie if I wanted to. Well, one last question. Sake of argument. Let's just say hypothetically I believe your bullshit that squatters have rights, which I clearly don't. Let's just say I do. Do you think it's appropriate for you to get $3,000? How come every time something happens, you end up getting money? That no other company would pay you, by the way. You know, if you park 12 inches away from the curb, you get money? Well, no, Eric, I don't get the money. The money goes back to the city. Yeah? Like the parking meters? Right. I am no one to judge, but I could honestly tell you that I am a fucking genius. And while you're over here trying to study and investigate the criminal mind, all you're doing is studying and investigating me of what I used to be when I was a baby. You could read up on your books all you fucking want to. You'll never understand the criminal mind because you're not a criminal. But you are a criminal. You are a criminal. Just because you say I work for the state government and I have a badge, that don't mean jack shit. The majority of the people don't even give a fuck about that stupid shit. They don't even like you. At least we agree on that. You're a criminal. You're benefiting from criminals. So tell your son that. That's what I would tell my son. I would be honest. Daddy's a criminal. Okay.